Lesson 6. The weather. Hello and welcome to this lesson. Today, we are going to learn useful vocabulary for talking about cold weather, hot weather, wet weather, and wind. We will also look at common expressions for describing different weather conditions. A. Cold weather. In Northern Europe, daytime temperatures are often quite mild, even in late autumn. Daytime means the part of the day when there is natural light, while late autumn refers to the period near the end of autumn. During this time, the days are often misty, foggy, and damp. Misty weather contains many small drops of water in the air, which make it difficult to see clearly into the distance. Damp means slightly wet, usually in an unpleasant or uncomfortable way. Soon, winter arrives, bringing frost, icy roads, and severe weather, including heavy snow. Frost is a thin, white layer of ice that forms on surfaces when the weather is very cold. Severe weather means extremely bad weather. Because people expect the weather to be bad, they try to keep warm so that they do not freeze. In the far north, freezing weather may continue until May or even June. Eventually, the ground begins to thaw, and the ice melts again. To thaw means to change from a hard, frozen condition to a softer condition. To melt means to change from a solid into a liquid because of heat. B. Warm and hot weather. In a tropical climate, the weather is often stifling, muggy, and humid. A tropical climate is a very hot climate, like the climate found in countries near the equator. Stifling describes weather that is so hot and uncomfortable that you can hardly breathe. Muggy means very warm and slightly damp. Humid weather is both hot and damp, and it often makes people sweat a lot. In other hot climates, there may be boiling hot days. Boiling is an informal way of saying extremely hot. These places may also experience frequent heat waves. A heat wave is a period of extremely hot and usually dry weather. C. Wet weather. There are several ways to describe rain, depending on how strong it is. A shower is a short period of rain and is the lightest type on this scale. For example, this rain will not last long. It is only a shower. Stronger rain can be called heavy rain. We can describe it by using either an adjective with a noun or an adverb with a verb. For example, there was quite heavy rain during the night. We can also say, it rained heavily during the night. When rain is falling very heavily, we can say that it is pouring down. The noun for this type of rain is a downpour. For example, it was absolutely pouring down yesterday. We can also say, there was a real downpour yesterday. Even stronger rain is called torrential rain. For example, in Malaysia, there is usually torrential rain on most days, and the roads sometimes get flooded. To get flooded means to become covered with water. The word flood can be used as both a noun and a verb. For example, there are sometimes floods on the roads. When the sky is overcast, it is completely or almost completely covered with clouds. For example, the sky is a little overcast. I think it is going to rain. A long period with little or no rain is called a drought. For example, we had a drought last summer. It did not rain for 6 weeks. D. Wind. A light, pleasant wind is called a gentle breeze. For example, there was a gentle breeze on the beach, just enough to cool us. When the wind is much stronger, we can describe it as a very strong wind or a high wind. For example, there was a very strong wind and my umbrella blew away. A gale is a very strong wind. For example, there was a gale that day, so we did not go sailing. A hurricane is an extremely strong and dangerous wind. For example, people stayed indoors because there was a hurricane on the way. Common mistakes. The noun weather is uncountable, so we do not use it before it. The correct sentence is, we had bad weather that day. Do not say, we had a bad weather that day.